So recently we've got our first picture of what Ace Chemicals is actually going to look like in the Gotham universe, as well as some potential 10-year time jump first looks at the Riddler in his question mark suit and Penguin. And also it's time to talk about how Gotham probably and still most likely will not actually be able to use the Joker in the next season. Let's talk about all of this latest Gotham info. How's it going, Gothamites? Welcome back to another brand new Gotham video. Now this one is containing quite a bit of information, some behind the scenes kind of stuff, which I hope doesn't trigger a load of people when I get into this, but it definitely does need to be discussed. But essentially we've got quite a few things to talk about today in terms of what I mentioned with the Ace Chemicals photo, some behind the scenes pictures of Penguin and Riddler in the future. But first of all, I definitely want to discuss the stuff that I've come to learn, behind the scenes-esque kind of stuff. Now this isn't massively spoilery because it's actually stuff Gotham themselves have actually 100% come out and said very clearly and concisely, but it's just stuff I've learned behind the scenes from a source that just verifies it all. But I know a lot of people might get triggered by this because obviously it's got to do with the whole Joker situation. Now I trust you guys know that I don't make this stuff up. I have found it from a reliable source, but you know, take it as you will. Things are still subject to change, so I am putting my hands up there. If this does change, then you never know, but it does seem quite concise in what I'm about to say. Now, can you guess what I'm going to say in terms of Jeremiah, or like the Joker in the 5th season of Gotham? Is that they can't use the full-on Joker. And that's it. There it is. They can't use the full-on Joker. There's not going to be fully fledged hee-hee-hoo-ha-ha, you know, Joker in season 5. Now that is kind of as plain as it gets in terms of this information.
We all could go insane in just one bad day. I just want to paint the town crazy.
This isn't mega surprising. I just want to put this out there to everyone who may be losing their freaking minds right now. Just last season, John Stevens did come out and say that neither the Valeskas are the Joker. He even said the other characters out there like Penguin, Hatter, Scarecrow, all of those characters are who they are, but these two are just inspirations for who is out there. Now, we're revisiting this because I have learned that Jeremiah apparently isn't going to be the Joker. Now, this doesn't mean that the Joker won't be insinuated in some way in the 5th season in terms of they might set that up, but if they do, that person isn't going to come out with a Joker card in terms of saying, hey, my name's Joker. If we do get any kind of hints of Joker in the next season, it's going to be foreshadowed, really, for lack of a better word. They're not going to come out and scream, hi, my name is Jeremiah, I'm the Joker. It's not going to be like that. And the reason why I wanted to discuss this is because recently, in videos and the fandom, with all of the hype that we've kind of been visiting and all the tweets we've got from even Cameron, we've been kind of assuming, I think, that they may have been raking away what they've said before, and that they might be getting a little bit more leniency into the last season, which I do believe they're getting, in terms of we're getting probably more Joker-esque stuff than we've ever got before, but that doesn't mean that the Gotham TV show is going to actually get the actual rights to say, hi, I'm the Joker, or this guy is the Joker. So that's not mega surprising to me. Now, I expect there might be some salty reactions in the comments saying, oh, Bobby, you're lying, oh, Bobby, you're making this up, how do you really know this, blah, blah, blah. It's just, trust me, from what I've learned, this probably is going to be the case, and as I said, from what the show has already given us, they've already explained how they're not the Joker, so, or, you know, the Valeskas aren't the Joker, so here we are with that. I think there's probably going to be a bit of a debate going amongst fans now whether he will become the Joker or not. Now, regardless of how this turns out, he definitely has played the Joker in the sense of with what restrictions Gotham has had from Warner Brothers to use the licensing of that character. I mean, he looks more Joker than ever in the latest trailer. So it is basically silly if he doesn't actually become that person. You know, even Cameron Monaghan recently said, oh, come on, Gotham, we all know that's not Jay. So, you know, maybe he really is setting up, and an episode or two next season is going to set up that Jeremiah isn't the Joker, but they're setting up another character, the third person, to be the Joker, still played by Cameron Monaghan, somehow, whether that is the clone theory or something as, you know, funny as that, even though it works, but then we might not see any more of that character, and that's what I mean by they still can't do full-on Joker, so they might create him, but we might just not get it, you know, and Jeremiah will be responsible for that. But apparently Jeremiah might also be locked up in Arkham Asylum as well by the end of all of this, which is what I predicted anyway as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of this works out. Like, why would Jeremiah Valeska be in Arkham Asylum locked up when the real Joker is out there? Because Jeremiah is essentially the Joker anyway. So do you know what I mean? I wouldn't like that if he's still around when there's actually the Joker out there. So what the heck is going on? I have no idea. Now, bottom line, guys, take this information as you will. As I said, Cameron tweeted out recently saying on his last day of filming and when he was done with Gotham, essentially, that I accomplished a lifelong dream tonight and finished a many years long venture, feeling very thankful and very lucky. Now, the way I read that, first of all, is that the fact that he's accomplished a lifelong dream of his, well, it's always been that of, well, you can look at this at two ways. He's definitely achieved the Joker, and this is all one big lie, and he is going to be the Joker in the TV show. Or it's more that he's thankful and grateful and that he's fulfilled a lifelong dream, in how he's always said that he's been thankful to touch the Joker mythos in some way, and that is what Gotham has definitely done. So whether he, you know, actually really became the Joker in Gotham season 5 or not, he's just thankful that the fact that he touched that dream at all. But you may be asking now, why, Boba, then they're using Ace Chemicals? Like, you've seen the pictures of them, and I'm sure you're seeing it on the screen right now. Now, another thing I have learned about Ace Chemicals is that, believe it or not, no surprise here, and this is what I mean about the info I've learned. It only validates what we've already technically had solidified for us in the past through John Stevens or other people saying other things, but the Ace Chemicals doesn't have any cosmetic effects in terms of bleaching skin or driving people insane in the Gotham universe, apparently. Now, I say apparently because at the end of the day, I do not have the script here, so I can't actually swear this down to you, but this info I'm trusting to be quite reliable. And the reason why I say it's not surprising here as well is because, well, if Jeremiah was ever going to fall in the pit, what would that really do to him? Way back when we were thinking it could have been Jerome, what would that have done to him? They both already got the cosmetic kind of effects on their face of the red lips. You know, Jeremiah's got the white skin. They're already practically crazy. So what could that freaking Ace Chemicals pit even do? Now, that is still a question, of course, that we need to find out. But a lot of people are saying Echo might fall in it, and all I have to say to that is, okay, I get kind of where you're going with that, but she seems pretty crazy already before the Ace Chemicals episode. So, you know, since, you know, we already know that she's following Jeremiah around No Man's Land and they're doing the dance and she's got the crazy ass makeup on with one eyebrow down there and one eyebrow up there. So ultimately, what are they doing with Ace Chemicals? That is the question. I've no doubt it'd be really cool if, you know, they somehow still tied it into Jeremiah's storyline, maybe kidnap somebody to go there and then something happens. So take that info as you will, but I would love to know what ideas you have they could use, you know, Ace Chemicals for in the Gotham storyline. Now, this actually isn't news, but I've noticed a lot of people didn't actually hear this one at New York Comic Con when John Stevens was talking about the Batsuit, but he did say that we wouldn't be getting it more or less till the final scene, and what I've come to learn now is that yes, that is essentially true. We're not getting the actual full-on Batman suit until, you know, the last scene of Gotham Season 5 in a very kind of Smallville way. Now, this doesn't mean we might not get the Batsuit at all. So, essentially what I've said before is I've predicted this. I thought that we might get David Mazouz, Bruce Wayne in turtleneck mode throughout the episode. But that doesn't mean that we might not be seeing the cave and, like, there might be the Batman suit or the cowl or the chest plate and stuff like that around in the background. But as for him to actually put it on, and where we see it in a very Smallville kind of moment for a few seconds, will be that kind of ending scene in the episode. But I also think that this still doesn't possibly negate the fact that we might get some quick blurred, like in a dark alleyway street corner of Bruce fighting as Batman, but it will be very hard to tell any details and it will just be done very quickly. So that way they still don't properly show the Batman suit throughout the episode, but they do show Batman in the suit just very quickly, but the actual time we'll really get to see it and see David flex in the suit will be right at the end. So take that as you will, but as I said, this info that I've come to learn behind the scenes is just info we've kind of already got out there, but I felt like important to emphasize to all the fans. Now, the next piece of info is that somebody reportedly dies in the finale. Now, I'm not sure if that's meaning the time jump or just technically the finale before the time jump, if that makes sense. This is no surprise yet again. We're all predicting Tabitha or Barbara to die. I think Barbara is quite a predictable one. in terms of naming Jim Gordon's daughter after Barbara or something like that. A lot of people think that Tabitha might just die anyway because there hasn't been so much seen about her, and I definitely wouldn't argue with that factor either. So I definitely think it's either Tabitha or Barbara. If it was somebody else, I would actually be surprised. I don't know who else it would be, but let me know what you guys think of that one. And now the next piece of info before we go over that time jump photo is that Jim does have a daughter. Now this, yet again, no surprise in the sense of that I think there's been quite a few photos going around. I haven't got it up in front of me right now, but there's been a baby going around the Gotham set. Now we don't know whose baby this is, whether Jim has that with freaking Lee or Barbara, or that's the reason why this kid might be called Barbara one day. But you'd have to think that the baby, or like Barbara Gordon, or you know, if that is the baby, would be in the show around about now, just because the fact that, you know, Barbara Gordon would be around by the time we're in the 10-year time jump when Bruce Wayne is like 27, 28-year-old Batman. And there's going to be like a few time jumps in season 5. You know, at the beginning, there's a time jump already for the end of No Man's Land. And then it goes back to, you know, kind of present-y day. But then there's a time jump in between. There's a time jump before the end. And then another time jump with a 10-year time jump. There's quite a lot going on here. But I'd love to know whose baby you think this is. Do you think that this baby might be named Barbara because it might be Barbara's kid, but I don't think that'd be the case. Or maybe she sacrifices herself to save Jim and Lee's baby. Something like that I could easily imagine happening, but maybe, albeit a bit too predictable. But, you know, looks like we are getting a baby. Now, this photo has been making the rounds. It is essentially, there's a video of this as well of Penguin and Riddler, and I think this is safe to assume that it's in the 10-year time jump, jumping out of a Gotham City police, or like, you know, a transit van, and they jump out the van, they fall over and get up off the road. Now, Oswald doesn't look massively overweight here. That's what a lot of people are saying. Some people thinking that this might be stunt doubles, although I will say in this image, that does look like, you know, Corey Michael Smith there, just with like a bit of aging makeup on his face. And also when Penguin was getting up after jumping out the car, he was just like really struggling to get to his feet. So I think that this actually might be Oswald Cobblepot with the weight that we were teased of getting in the 10-year time jump, because they said that he would be getting that kind of obese, overweight Penguin look. However, I think far away you won't be able to tell that he's massively overweight or anything. I think it's more of just like a tubby look onto Robin Lord Taylor, if you will, rather than a full-fledged belly. But you never know. There might be a couple of time jumps in this 10-year time jump. I personally think that this actually might be what it looks like. He just looks a bit more of a puffy Penguin rather than a really kind of skinny Penguin, which Robin Lord Taylor has portrayed throughout the show. Edward Nygma there looks awesome. His suit is more like a massive long trench coaty kind of suit, which goes all the way down by his legs. The question marks on it are perfect. I just really want to see a cane. Considering they just jumped out the back of a GCPD van as well, like I don't see why he would have his cane on him there. But either way, it's quite funny to see that possibly in a 10-year time jump here of Oswald and Ed, that they're still somewhat, whether they're working together here or not, it's just their destinies will always come in together, whether that's kind of somewhat of a friendship or feelsy of the old days when they were friends, yet also enemies. I just can't wait to see what these two are going to be like in the future. Other than that, guys, that is the video. I hope you found this informative. Make of it of what you will. That info I got behind the scenes, as I said, is very, very solid stuff, but it's still obscure at the same time. But I just wanted to offer it to you guys anyway. Let me know what you think. Do you think that John Stevens has stuck to his guns on the show, and how they said that Jeremiah isn't the Joker as well as Jerome? But this doesn't mean that they're not going to still insinuate that third actual Joker out there. Whether if Jeremiah helps create him or not, we're gonna have to wait and see. And of course, let me know your thoughts on everything else that I mentioned in this video, that including the Robin Lord Taylor, Penguin, and Riddler photos that seemingly look to be 10 years in the future. We're gonna have to wait and see there too. Subscribe to this channel for more updates just like this on Gotham Season 5, and like this video if you did go on to enjoy it and you're still here. Why not like the video? Links as always are in the description down below to my Discord server, to my Twitter, to my Instagram, to my merch shop where you can get it wherever you are in the world. Some amazing designs in there, and of course my Patreon if you want to support this channel a little bit further. But thank you so much for watching, Gothamites. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.